we doing?
Sitting here waiting for
A splint on her wrist. Why do you need a splint, Katie? What'd you do to it?
I don't
You don't really know.
tell them how it's all hurting.
The truck. Getting in the truck, that's it. And they think there's a what?
A little break.
Yeah. Fun times. Is it fun? Should we put this in the bubble? Huh, Chloe?
You need to put bubble wrap all over.
We do need to put bubble wrap all over her. She's great.
Seems like cool.
If you want to ask that lady, you can go ask that lady if you can get a cup of water.
So we're in the room right now. It's very tiny, but we're getting this moment. There you go. I got my water. I got my water. She's been asking me that for like the whole time.
Yeah, she got
But it's ice.
like when we're out of the hospital, you might need to just explain why. How getting out of the truck could break your arm.
Getting in
In a truck could break your arm.
Yep.
Although we still don't know, to be honest.
Probably.
So we're going to try the best to film so that make sure we get her with her splint. But as long as we're not showing the nurses, if we show the nurse or whatever, we'll make sure we cut it up. Just for like
This is
perspective. Over an hour and they've done x-rays and then told us what's wrong and everything without being in the room. We were in
because
a
there was
room.
no rooms.
Yeah. And now we are in a room just waiting for her to get a splint.
I don't know.
You can't watch the while you're filming.
Okay. Goodbye.
They had to know you're coming, Katie, didn't they? Caleb, they had to know you're coming, didn't they? You should have edited out that. When TikTok kids.
Wait.
Mm-mm, girl, don't do all that. Do you know what the doctors were saying? Or the nurses and the doctors were saying when you realized that you haven't been there out?
The customer was in this space right now. But it's a
From corner to corner.
Went down. And then from behind them, one. Then one went down. And then that's two. Like corners. They're like corners. Put them two on the corners, but not corners. This is kind of a corner.
That's a corner.
And here,
What do you think is neat? Yeah, it's a corner.
I didn't know if it was. So definitely that's the corner now. Elmo. Oh.
I'm sitting on her, tell her switch over. It's easier. Never sure gripping it. As far as not hurting your fingers for gripping it. That's my ankle.
Yeah, my lower back.
So
or going to Greenbrier, going swimming in A's pool is going to be. I mean, we'll still go. We'll just.
We just need to put like some.
A bag around her arm, maybe. But as long as like Greenbrier, as long as you keep your arm out, it's not too big of a deal.
Let me go.
I'll saran wrap you.
This is
I don't think she cares.
I can't take off my clothes.
No, I don't want your feet in the dirty hospital floor. There's a transcend. There's a transcend. Nope. She said about she's going.
The guys.
Yeah. But she has a video to edit for today that you guys don't know about until today. Oh, good job. Sit down. Sit down. Does it hurt? We gotta wait for the discharge papers and then we can go home. And you can't get it wet. Until, well, we have to go see the ortho tomorrow if we can.
I'm gonna see how editing is with.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see if she can edit with a hand
And
that she can really
sleeping.
move.
Because he usually sleeps like on like the side where my mom sleeps like that. Yeah. So
We'll see.
tonight is like this.
That is many times.
But usually it's like school time. So,
I'm so mad if
Mom,
I have to get.
tell everyone where does she go? Well, she has where she walks.
I'm gonna chop. Where's the back?
No,
Oh, her
like,
wrist?
like the places. Like
Oh, all the different ones. We'll do that later when we're not in the room. We have to be as quiet. But like,
I'm gonna be so mad if I have to get a cast and I have to do it like I did this.
get in the middle. No, get in the middle of the heart. Put your head in the middle of the heart. Back up. Can we input? There you go.
Like this one, this side. I'm gonna be so mad because I got this one for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I had to pay the tax for 6 months. And this one I
And
paid
you-
2 months.
if
Yeah, but that was your the break when you're.
when you get past that,
I'm doing
Well, it's if she gets a pass, we'll see.
that's why I said if you get past. I want to put that before.
I think I've had every part except for
I'm pink.
I've had pink when I was. I had pink when I was younger, and I had green, and I had blue.
I never had a test. I'm on like
Are you bored? She forgot her phone.
It's 6:59.
yeah. That's what I did. I covered it because I had.
Mine's. Oh yeah, I answered. This is.
We've
Yeah,
been here
but-
for about almost 2 hours now.
I was in Mason taking pictures. After that, I'm going back to the thing. And then
It's me, you, Ethan, Casey,
So,
So when we get in that truck,
the van.
not the truck, the van will tell you what happened is,
not the thing that she got hurt in.
tell you what happened and like why it happened.
We'll be able to explain about her. Oh, we just need to film.
And we can tell you like how many people I broke in because
And well. And one of them were weird.
Oh, they were weird.
No, the one that Ethan stepped on her thumb on the trampoline.
Oh, yeah.
Jumped on her thumb on the trampoline.
She never breaks things the normal ways, like on a bike or something.
No, I've never really rode a bike. I could scrape my knee on a bike because remember Candy that went out of the house possessed and I fell off my bike and scraped my knee. Candy or dog? Well, that's sad. It's been years, but it's still sad.
I still did not know how to ride a bike.
Yes, you do. Well, then we'll get bikes and go ride and film that. Anyway.
I'm not for it.
I've heard of it.
Why do you do that? Wow.
Okay, so we're out of the doctor's the hospital, and so we're going. Okay, so we were gonna tell you how it happened. Okay, so we were getting back from McDonald's, and we were going to get in the car, the truck. Okay, and
F-150, so it's a little higher.
yeah, and I went to like put my hand out on the seat to like help myself get up, and I put my hand right in between the crack in between the seats, and when I put my hand down, it like I heard a crack, and then it started shooting pain throughout my arm. So I was like, okay, and then I like pulled my hand out, and it felt like when you like you rest your hand for too long on something and it starts like to cramp up. That's what it felt like at first. And then I like held it there, and then it started shooting pain through my arm again. So I was like, Molly, my arm hurts really, really bad. So she was like, okay, you might have just like jammed it when you got into the truck. And then we were laying down in bed, and I went to get up or do something, and it went like it shot pain through my arm again. So I was like, Mommy, I think I need to go to the hospital because it hurts really, really bad. So we asked my dad if I could go to the hospital for my arm, and we went, and I got this, and we have to go to the ortho tomorrow. Well, we have to call the ortho tomorrow and see the quickest we can get seen. So, yeah. But that's fun. And Chloe wanted me to tell you how many bones I've broken and how many I've and where. So I've broken
Her right ankle and foot.
5 times. 2 times, but 5 bones.
Yeah, the first time.
4 bones, including my growth plate.
Yeah.
And the last time, like 2 bones, so 6 bones in that foot. Then my left.
And hold on, you have to explain how that happened.
Okay, so
We were in 2nd grade, so you're around 7, 8 years old.
I was like 7, 8 years old, and me, my brother, and my sister, we were all running around the the living room, and I went to jump on the love seat, and my foot slid right into the
in between.
in between the cushions, and and it broke, and I heard it snap in half, and I screamed bloody murder.
I was not in the room because I was in the bathroom and I heard her scream.
Yeah, and we went to urgent care. Don't go to urgent care for broken bones. They don't do anything.
They always say it's a sprain and then you end up with multiple breaks.
Yeah, so we went to urgent care. They were like, it's just a sprain. You can put was it an air cast?
They put an air cast and they said you could walk on it.
Yeah, I walked on it for 2 weeks. And
We thought it was
and
just a sprain.
I went upstairs and I fell down the stairs. I was like,
you really didn't walk. Your dad was carrying you really tight because you couldn't put weight on it.
yeah.
It wasn't 2 weeks, it was a week because that weekend after we were at a party and you were trying to put weight on it and I was like, you were literally being carried like everywhere you went. And so you were trying to put weight on it and I was like, she can't put any weight on it. This is not just a sprain. And I called the ortho and that was before we had even seen her. Like they've never seen her before. So I was like, explaining them what was going on. And they were like, oh, we'll see you. I called it on Monday morning and they were like, Wednesday. We'll see you on Wednesday. So she went 3 days still in pain. On that Wednesday, we went in there and the doctor looked at it and he goes, yeah, she broke 3 bones and her growth plate. And she was they put her in a cast.
I went in the cast the first time for like a couple months.
It was 8 weeks. And then took her in. They took the cast off.
And my foot,
Within a minute, they took the cast off, like, all right, we're going to take her back and get another x-ray just to make sure everything's good to go. Within 1 minute, her foot doubled in size.
I'll put out a picture. When my mom sends me a picture, I'll put a picture so you can see how big my foot got in like the
Within
minute.
1 minute.
Yeah.
And then, I had pictures where if she wants
Keep
to.
it that down, it hurts.
I had pictures where if she went to, where she was all smiley because she was getting her first cast off. And within 20 minutes, she was getting her second cast put on.
Yeah, and then
And that one lasted, what, another,
yeah.
well, the first one was 2 months, and the last one
4 months.
was 4 months. She had went through ultrasounds of it, x-rays, CAT scans, and an MRI, all for it. And it just was not healing the way it was supposed to.
And I still have to wear a brace on that foot because it's still not healed like it's
not
supposed to.
strong enough to.
Yeah.
So she easily re-breaks it, which is the neck. Down the line, you'll hear those stories too.
Yeah. So my left foot.
Well, no, the next one, because that was in 2nd grade.
Oh,
The
yeah.
end of 2nd grade, the beginning of 3rd grade, the first day of 3rd grade.
I broke my thumb because me, my brother, my sister, and our cousin Gigi was there too.
No,
Yeah.
no, I called Gigi. Gigi was up at the gas station. I called her. She wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
It was just you and your brother and your sister.
Yeah, we were.
She was in 3rd grade, so Ethan was in 1st grade. So
Yeah.
he was about 6 years old. She was 8.
Yeah, so we were all on the trampoline and we were like jumping up and down, and I got tired, so I laid down. And I put my hand out for 1 second. And Ethan was jumping like a little kid does. And he jumped straight on my thumb. And it hurt so bad. I ran crying and screaming to my mom because she was on the porch, and I ran crying and screaming to my mom. It was like, my thumb hurts. Ethan jumped on it. And she was like, Ethan's 6. How? Like,
He didn't weigh that much.
Yeah.
All my kids have always been really small.
Yeah, we've all been like underweight.
Not for like trying, because they eat. Like,
We're big bags. Okay, we're big bags.
they like food.
Yeah, and when we get older, we gain pounds, but it's not like gain pounds. Like, yeah, we get into the percentile of what we need to be. But she was like, how? And then you tell me.
And I took her straight to urgent care again. Urgent care said they thought it was just a sprain. Of course, previous experiences, didn't trust it. Called into ortho the next day. Got her in that night, so she went to school that day, and then we took her in. So this is the 2nd day of school. Took her in, and the 2nd day of school she had a splint one, And then the third day of school, she had a cast that covered from her thumb all the way up to her elbow.
Yep.
And then the next one would have been your ankle again,
My.
which would have been the end of third grade. When you were walking.
All right.
Yep, you're the same ankle
Okay.
you broke the first
So
time.
I was in 4th grade. So, well, I
No,
was.
you were in the
I,
third.
Yeah, in the third. So I was 9.
It was a little bit over a year later.
Yeah. And
The first break.
yeah, and we were at recess, and where my school was, you go down a big hill. So I was walking down the hill, and all of a sudden my foot gave out on me, and I rolled down the hill. And I was like, I can't move my leg. Like, I can't. And they were like, well, you're gonna have to move it, walk to the nurse, or we're gonna have to call you an ambulance. I was like, I'm walking to the nurse. I'm not going to the ambulance.
And the nurse called me and said she was crying, but they don't think anything was seriously wrong with her. And on the way to the school, I was on the phone with Ortho, so I left directly from picking her up and went straight into the ortho doctor. And they did X-rays, and instantly we're like, "Hey, it's broken."
Okay, so we're in the house now. I stopped it because we were getting out. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. The next break was in 4th grade.
The one with her ankle, they did the thing on it. She had the cast on for another 3 months, just because they didn't want to take a chance since that had already been broken once.
Yep.
And then again in 4th grade, and I don't remember how 4th grade happened because it was your wrist again. I don't remember. I think you just fell. Yeah, you fell at school.
Okay. I don't remember it though.
Yeah, she fell at school, and the school called me to tell me that she fell. Of course, they know her history, so they're like, we don't want to take a chance that she might have broken another bone. And I was like, probably did, but that's not the point. Worst part is I show up at the school, and the nurse comes out and tells me what happened. And
I was in a wheelchair.
And her exact words were, if I didn't know any better, and I didn't know this happened at school, we probably would be calling CPS. Because,
Everyone says like the hospital today.
yep, because she breaks so many bones so easily, they're like, it seems a little suspicious, but I'm like, yeah, she's just fragile. I don't know why, she just is.
My
Well, we
parents
do know
don't
why.
beat me, y'all. My parents don't beat me. They love
No,
me.
you don't beat her. She hits us. I'm just kidding. Oh, okay, we need to edit that out now. But anyway, but then the next, so the rest, we took her to ortho right away. Ortho said, well, it's broken. Another cast. That was in 4th grade. Then what, 5th grade?
5th grade, it
Was your
my
left ankle.
Left ankle.
So that one was weird because the left ankle, she was fine and dandy and everything was okay. And she was like, Mom, my ankle's starting to hurt. I don't know why. So I was like, hey, let's just go to your ortho, get it checked out. He's like, ortho goes, well, how did she break her ankle? What? She didn't do anything. What do you mean? She had 2 broken bones in her left ankle that we have still to this day no idea how it happened.
I think, because a little before that, I was walking down the same hill I broke my right ankle on, and my I was running, and my left ankle gave out on me. I didn't fall, but I like tripped a little, and it started to hurt, but it stopped. So I was like, maybe I just like bruised it or something. It's fine. But then at like a while, not a while, but like a little bit after that, I was like, Mom, my foot's starting to hurt really bad. So then she just said the rest. So,
Yeah.
the next one,
So let's see. That was 5th grade, right? Yep. So the next one been in 6th grade. And what were you doing? Oh, she was laying on my bed and rolled over onto her, which wrist was it? Your left wrist? Yeah, her left wrist. And broke her wrist. I was like, oh. And at that point, 6th grade,
I was in medical school.
Yeah, she had already been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So we had a lot of genetic testing being done at the time. We also had, so we went into her ortho doctor. In 5th grade, she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
Like the beginning of 5th grade.
Yeah. So in 6th grade, when she did that, and was just rolling over, her ortho was like, hey, this is starting to really concern us. And I mean, we have been concerned for years now, but rolling over on a bed should not break your wrist. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
So he was like,
Walking shouldn't break your ankle. But
yeah.
it did.
So he's like, let's send her to a rheumatoid doctor, which is basically like arthritis doctor, different genetic doctors.
I have arthritis in my knee though.
Yes, she does everything. So the doctor, her ortho, sent her that, and specialist through Children's National, which she sees a lot from Children's
I
National.
have like 15 specialists.
Then they did a bunch of testing, and they thought that she had one specific genetic disease, and so they were like, let's go ahead and do genetic testing. So we had to go through a genetic doctor, specialist, and they did a bunch of genetic testing on her, and through that they also did with me and her dad to see where she might have gotten it from. And she got diagnosed with 3 different ones, one specifically from me that her brother and sister also have, one from her dad, and then a 3rd one
That is me.
that we don't know anything about. We know that it's her, and we know characteristics of it, and one of the characteristics is he's like fragile bones and deterioration of muscles. So as she goes, she sees every like 6 months to a year, she sees a physical therapist to rebuild what over time deteriorates. But then, so that was in 6th grade over just rolling her wrist, and she had the cast on for probably 3 months then too, I think. And then the rest of 6th grade, the very end of 6th grade, she broke her ankle.
I did?
Sky Zone.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm not gonna say names.
Yeah, don't.
So me and my friend, so today we were at school, and I was like, I'm going to Sky Zone because I always do. And she was like, okay, I might go to Sky Zone too, because we were like talking. And so she showed up, and we were walking around, so we were jumping on the trampoline. I went to go off.
Skyland's a trampoline park.
I went to go
Trampoline.
off the trampolines, and she went to jump, and we jumped. As my foot went up, she jumped right on my ankle.
One accident.
On accident.
Very
I'm
accidental.
Very, very, very. She felt so bad. I felt
Yeah.
really bad.
It was definitely not her fault.
Not her fault at all. But I went rolling, and I grabbed my ankle and rolled back on my back and started trying not to cry, but I was crying.
And one of her friends that was in a group came and got me, and once they said someone stepped on her ankle, I was like, oh, yep, it's broken. Yeah. And get up there, she's surrounded by Sky Zone workers, by her friends, and all of that, and people who were not naming. And they were all very concerned. I was like, well,
And
she
then-
couldn't put any weight on it, nothing. Had to take her to the emergency room that night.
Yeah, so we were walking down the Sky Zone steps, and she was hearing me. Then we got to
And she weighed
the
as
table.
much as me.
Yeah. We go to the
That's fine.
table. We go to the table, and I start
Yeah.
bawling.
She tries to keep the crying from everyone. So we got there, I'm right in front of her, so no one really can see her, and she's crying where she's like pulling her shirt over her face trying to hide it, and I'm like, you can't hide it. Everyone can tell what's going on. We know that.
And then the rest of the time, I was laying on my back, 3 chairs spread out, so my foot, and then my body was on one. I had the baby's blanket that we
We're watching.
Yeah, we were watching my cousin.
Not
and-
the baby that's been in this video, it's a different one. But
yeah, another one from my Uncle Joe. And I took the baby's blanket because I was freezing. And then at the end
the
of the
baby
night,
was not cold. She had plenty of clothing on. She
and
was fine.
it wasn't even cold at Sky Zone. It was hot, but I was freezing. And at the end of the night, I got carried out.
Because she couldn't put any weight. And then I had to carry her into the hospital.
That was a show. That was funny. It was
And yeah, so they did x-rays there, and instantly was like, well, there's a break. There's no doubt about that. There's a break.
Yeah. I had this on.
It's like a soft cast basically, but it
Yeah,
has a
I did
hard
not.
part.
I did not wear it that night. I took it off, put my brace on, wore my brace the whole entire time.
Yeah, the next night she tried to be tough.
Slick, and I jumped on the trampoline and I walked back limping. My two friends,
We don't have to. They're no longer friends, so we aren't gonna add.
my two friends that at the time were walking with me, and the one was like, she hurt her ankle. I told her not to, but she was being mean and told me to be quiet.
He was like, she's mean. I told her to stop. I told her not to go jumping. I told her to sit down, and she won't listen. And I was
Yeah,
like,
and my dad was like,
sorry about your luck, buddy.
So that's basically.
Um,
Let's see how many burns I've broken. 6 in this one.
well, at the end of that one, she ended up wearing a boot because she told the doctors, I'm not wearing a cast.
Yeah, I'm done with cast. If I have to put a cast on, I'm asking them for it.
They're not gonna, your wrists are not gonna let you know where it is.
Why?
Because it's not the same. But, yeah, she was done. And I was like,
I hate cast, bro.
I guess there's a theory of why she needed a cast, but the boot was fine. It was fine.
I didn't
And
wear it.
healed.
And I stayed at my Uncle Joe's.
She wore it for a little while.
I did. I stayed at my Uncle Joe's and I took my cast off. And walked.
We're forgetting the biggest injury you had. So in 7th grade, all 6th grade, all she had was that. 7th grade, she was playing volleyball, and she's really good at it. She loves volleyball.
I do. That was my sport.
And someone intentionally basically spiked a ball in her face.
They did it for
Three
two to
different
three.
people.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they got kicked out.
And the third, when she got hit, the entire
You could hear a pin drop.
gymnasium filled with people. I mean, filled, dead silent.
Like there's like two like things where you could walk upstairs and it's like a thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then she comes over to me and to get her water, and she's crying. And I was like, "Why are you crying? Are you in pain?" She's like, "I'm not crying." And so I was like, "Okay." She finished out the game. She was only taken
I
out.
was good.
She only was taken out for one play, and that was only right
get a
directly after because they said she was crying and she needed to
my
get a drink.
friend, we're still friends. We play volleyball together, and I walked over because they called me out because it was
Like
bad.
the friend told the coach that she was crying.
She was like, she's crying. I'm like, I'm not crying though. And she felt my nose. I was like,
That
my nose is broke.
Okay, so we went to that
my
night.
my nose is broke.
Right after that night, right after the game, straight to urgent care, or no, the hospital, and they did X-rays, and her nose was broken, and they said that she might have a concussion, but they couldn't be sure, but cleared her to play the next night because I said she has a game the next night, 24 hours later,
Tomorrow.
should she not play? If not, can I have a note saying that she cannot play? He said no, she's fine, she can play.
Like if I have a headache and like my eyes.
If she has a headache. And she lied and told me she didn't have a headache, so she played the next game.
And I went to
Went to set the ball,
and
and
Blacked
when
out.
she went back, because she had a severe concussion and we didn't know, when she went back, blacked out, black vision, and had to be caught by another player, and got
Love
a
her.
second concussion. Severe.
she was talking to the 8th grade volleyball girl.
Yeah, another
and
girl that was one of her friends.
That day, I was mad, so mad. I literally walked off and started banging on the wall, like
She was
punching the wall. And I was like I'm a team player, hardcore.
After she got hit the second time, her coach took her out and was like, I understand that you want to play, but we have to worry about precautions and safety, so we need to take you out.
Yeah, and I was like punching the walls. Then we
She
did a
was
little
angry.
chant. And we did like a
She
little
wasn't
chant.
doing the chant.
And I was literally sitting back in the back. Like, I was in the group, and I was in the back, and I wasn't even doing anything. And I'm always the loudest because I'm a
She
team player.
left.
Yeah.
Right. At the end of the game, typically she would have stayed for the next game, She looked at me and said, we're leaving. And we left. We went home. The next day, she was at school. They called me and they're like...
Yeah, because I was at gym and I was like, I don't feel
They
right.
called me and they're like, her heart rate is like scary high. Like heart attack high. We need to get her home. I went and picked her up and took her straight to her doctor. Her doctor did multiple different tests on her. One was where she just put her hands out like this, just like this. And she fell over.
And then close your eyes and see if you can like.
Yeah, another one was like, close your eyes.
And you're
and
like,
she's
this,
like,
stay still.
and the doctor's like, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna catch you.
Not
And he's
if
like,
you fall.
he's like, Mom, put your hands up. So I'm like, my hands up, hers hands up, and we're grabbing her because she fell. And he's like, she suffered 2 severe concussions within 24 hours.
And I was literally falling asleep. Like he was sitting
Yeah.
there like, making me like stare, and I was like,
She's falling asleep like that. And we took her, she ended up going to a neuro doctor and she had a bunch of tests done. There was swelling on her brain because of how severe the concussions were. And she missed, so we were, that week, it happened, her first game was on a Monday, second game was on Tuesday. Wednesday, doctor's office, or hospital Monday night. Game,
I couldn't go to any of the games. Like I couldn't even
because
sit at the
she
thing.
couldn't sit in the lights. But hold on, we'll get to that. So we went to a neuro specialist, and the neuro specialist said no school for 2 months because it was that bad. We were in the neuro specialist the first week, 3 days. It happened on Tuesday. We went to the doctor's on Wednesday. We were 3 days. She could not go to school for 2 months after that until he cleared her. She couldn't do sports, couldn't do anything. She couldn't even be in a room with a light on. She couldn't watch TV, be on her phone,
I
nothing.
was sleeping the whole time. I was on the phone
For
with
2 months straight. She was on the phone with what your boyfriend at the time.
my boyfriend at the time and my friend,
And,
like my
that's-
best friend at the time, and like my phone was turned off, and we were like talking. My phone was turned off, and my volume was like a
and
little
she
bit
would fall
down.
asleep while she was on the phone with
I
him.
would watch him play like
Yeah,
every
like
single-
the lights would be off and everything would be off, and all you see is like but then whenever she would fall asleep, he would be like, play, and then eventually he's like, are you asleep now? And if she doesn't answer, he was like, all right, well, good night, and then would hang
yeah.
up.
He would text me good night, and then I obviously wouldn't text back because I'm passed
Like,
out.
he would ask if she was okay, and like,
Yeah.
but
He was my best friend at the time.
he was
y'all.
he was very sweet.
We're still friends.
Yeah. And then, so she ended up missing, I think, a grand total of 6 months of school because of her concussions.
I'm not in school right now, obviously.
And that's why she's homeschooled. Because the concussions caused her to have some other serious issues.
seizures. 'Cause I've
Get migraines.
seizures. I have my
Lights, a lot of lights and stuff like that cause her seizures. Fun times.
Do I blink with one eye?
I don't know. Scary. But anyway, yeah. So the grand total of I don't know how many breaks. At different times.
6.
You had, well, hold on. Different, just not breaks, but just different times. You had your 2nd grade, 2 and 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. That's just how many times.
Did I have 2 in 6th grade? The end of 6th grade?
Oh
We did
yeah.
in 6th grade?
So that would have been 8.
Eight.
No, that'd be 8, not
So 10. So 9 right now.
and then this one that would be 9.
And I'm in 8th grade right now. Technically. But, yep. Yeah. So what I was saying is I couldn't go. Okay, what I was saying is when I had the concussion, I could not go to any of the volleyball games. And it was like,
Because she was on what's called HH2, which is Home Hospital Teaching. So she was not allowed in the public school system because of, like, they're saying if you can't come to school, you shouldn't be able to come to school events.
yeah.
Basically.
So, and then, do you want to read it?
I don't care.
Okay. So, and then it was one of the last games I went to, and it was actually for, was it breast cancer awareness?
Yeah. Well, that was, yeah. Well, one of the last games was
The
for
one,
breast cancer
the
awareness.
first, the last game we went to, the first Yeah, the last thing we went to was the breast cancer
And
awareness
the
one.
first one after the severe concussion was
Yeah.
breast cancer, which was in October. So it was like a little bit over a month ago.
Yeah, because I couldn't go. And then obviously the last thing we went to was breast cancer awareness, and I really wanted to go to that one.
Don't mind me, I'm big bagging.
Can I tell them why?
But,
Why I really wanted to go to that one?
oh yes, definitely.
Okay, so I really wanted to go to that one because before I had my concussion, we were already planning on doing the thing. So for breast cancer awareness, they told people if you wanted to, you could have like family members that had any type of cancer or breast cancer to like write their story or like say their story, and they can have like a prize. So I really wanted to do that because my Gammy has had breast cancer.
My mom.
Yeah, her mom. And I really wanted to do that. So we went to that game, and I liked that game. And the stands were packed.
Yeah. Very
Like,
packed.
every time the stands are packed, and when you're out in the court, you barely can hear yourself think, and when you're on the court, you have to hear yourself talk to each other. So we had to scream.
You can tell them about the 8th grade boys
Okay,
basketball
so
team.
the 8th grade
They're
boys.
hilarious.
Okay, so I have the 8th grade boys on Snapchat. So
They're
I
friends.
yeah, so I
We
texted.
were sitting behind me.
Yeah, I
Bye-bye.
texted one of them and said something, and he was like, "Our stands are not like that. Their stands, you could hear a pin drop every time."
We were sitting there. I was sitting there, and there was like 10 8th grade boys behind me. The one she was talking about was like, "Is it this loud during our games?" The other boy's like, "No, you can hear their shoes squeaking across the court."
They post like videos of them like shooting basketballs. You hear their shoes squeaking. You never hear anyone
Yeah.
chanting.
They're like, "How come the girls volleyball team is so loud?" I was like, "Because it's more entertaining, maybe." I mean, it is entertaining because
It
it's
is.
constant going. But
Yeah,
so is
you-
the basketball games.
Yeah.
Not
like,
that basketball isn't entertaining. It just, for some
I
reason.
feel like why volleyball's more entertaining is because you're hitting the ball and you don't have any like protection. So if you're hitting the ball, one time I went to hit the ball and the ball went from here to here into my hand, so I hit it and I was like, I got it over. We got the point. So.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it's more entertaining because you go back, forth, back. There's no stopping. There's like back, forth, back, forth, back.
Well, there doesn't really stop in the basketball either, though. Other
Yeah.
than like
Running.
other than like fouls and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like you can have thousands
Red
there.
ball, you're going like watching back and forth.
You're like, okay, this side, this side, this side. Which side we're going? This side,
Yeah.
this side, this side. That's how it goes. And then they were behind my mom, and my
And
mom.
they were like watching very, very closely. Like you see their heads going to the ball because it's really is. You're watching the ball.
Yeah.
And it's like very fast pace.
Yeah, and then so all of the 7th grade girls on my team, we were like warming up, and one of the girls that I'm friends with was like, "Are those the 8th grade basketball boys back there?" I was like, "I guess so."
Oh my God.
Becky,
Look at her butt.
it's just so. Don't finish it. I did.
So,
Okay, you can tell them what the basketball boys said.
Oh, they were just what about you?
I don't care.
Oh, they were just pointing out, saying the girl in the red, which was
Me.
Katie, was so pretty and all these things, and she actually knew how to.
A girl.
She actually knew how to play, unlike other people. But there is people on her team was really, really,
Really good. The 3 that we were talking about that she aimed at
We're
were the 3
just
best.
yapping right now.
We're yapping.
Yeah, we're yapping. So we can totally stop until tomorrow after the ortho.
So she's gonna call the ortho tomorrow and see if we can get an appointment tomorrow. And if we do, we're gonna film and see what happens. See y'all tomorrow.
Okay, so we're on to my doctor's appointment. We didn't have one yesterday because they didn't have an appointment, but it is now 7:51, and our appointment's at 8:15. So that's like, that was the earliest they could put us in, so they were like, go. So we're gonna vlog while we're there. I hopefully won't have to get a cast, because I had it off. I shouldn't be saying this, but I had it off yesterday and it didn't really hurt.
But then you complained not very long after that it hurt.
Yeah, because it hurts right now. It's like pushing on something in my bed. We're on the way. So I'll update y'all when we're there. And I cut my hair.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a difference. Yeah.
I thought it was
It just looks fluffier at the bottom.
We're in the doctor's office. They took my hand. It's kind of bruised.
Turn up this obvious you're whispering. And your whisper is not loud at all.
No. But we're in the doctor's office. So I've been at cast for 2 weeks, and if it like starts healing in the cast, then I have to go get another cast. I just have to get a cast because I'm tender on my bed. So lovely. Okay, so we're at the doctor's now. I have a light blue cast. It's so pretty. It is 9:21 right now. So they said I have a break through my gripper.
But
So
we'll be back in 2 weeks.
to see if I can take it off. But anyways, this is the end of the video. I might edit some of clips from like a little clips from yesterday
At the park and
at the park and the river and stuff. So yeah. Bye bye.
Look. Huh? Yep.
And my birthday.